Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rokar Kadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles, Grimstone who rule well, and to the Akin around the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel from Mashiach Yahushua in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind. This is Brahman Nation of the DC Church, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, so you see that, the word of the Lord is powerful. And, light is always going to be set against darkness, all right? The truth against the lie, the righteous against the unrighteous. And, that's why this gospel is so important. And we see the work of the Lord in strange places. So here's a quick, video clip with this so-called government official and his so-called other government official, Fauci and Mr. Jordan. Yeah, man, because Babylon is going through some stressful times, and you know how it is, man. These Edomites, they always like to cry freedom and liberty, and it just gets messed up, man. As each day goes by, and Babylon is going down the drain, and you just have to pray the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. It helps you to detach your mind from getting caught up in their shenanigans, in their discussions and arguments. All right, that's why we gotta, look unto the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai to get us out of here, because it's gonna get ugly and physical very soon. So I'm gonna read from the book of Isaiah chapter 10 verse, let me see, alright, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, it says, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Alright, so this is the handwork of the elites, alright, to keep the people oppressed. And the elect already know that these things must happen, right, for our salvation, to, for our salvation to draw near, right? And it's just beautiful to know that we're almost out of here, okay? And then verse 2 says, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the rights of the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So the Most High is concerned about the oppression of our people, all right? And he's going to use this Edomites as an example, to, let me just say, a punching bag for his vengeance, all right? And that's why we see these things happening. The Most High is giving us a message that our people, that trust in him, are about to be delivered, and the heathen, our enemies, are about to have a difficult time in these last days. So let me play this clip real quick, and I get some more precepts.
Chairman, Dr. Fauci, when is the time? When is the time? Well, in your written statement, you say, now is not the time to pull back on masking, physical distancing, and avoiding congregate settings. When is the time? When do Americans get their freedom back? Can you put your microphone on, please?
Sorry. When we get the level of infection in this country low enough that it is not a really high threat.
What is low enough? Give me a number. We had 15 days to slow the spread, turned into 1 year of lost liberty. What metrics, what measures, what has to happen before Americans get their freedoms back?
My message, Congressman Jordan, is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as we possibly can, to get the level of infection in this country low that it is no longer a threat. That is when And I believe when that happens, you will see.
What determines when?
I'm sorry.
What? What measure? I mean, are we just going to continue this forever, or when do we get to the point? What measure? What standard? What objective outcome do we have to reach before Americans get their liberty and freedoms back?
You know, you're indicating liberty and freedom. I look at it as a public health measure to prevent people from dying and going to the hospital.
You don't think Americans' liberties have been threatened the last year, Dr. Fauci? They've been assaulted. Their liberties have.
I don't look at this as a liberty thing, Congressman Jordan.
Well, that's obvious.
As a public health thing.
But
I disagree with you on that.
You think the Constitution is suspended during a virus, during a pandemic? It's certainly not.
Yeah, so it's about to get ugly in Babylon. And then you see Yaquab in the back with his with his suit piece, securing the building and all that stuff. You just understand that our people need to get out of here, man. Imagine how many hearings or whatever he has to stand through, stand under monitor and everything else. It just lets you know that this is not a place for our people. So I'm going to read another precept. It's going to be from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10. I'm going to read from verse 2 to verse 3. All right. So it says, you know what? Let me read Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 25. It says, I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. Yes, it's all madness. That going back and forth, arguing about freedom that never existed. All right, liberties that never existed. Because it's just privileges. This illusion of freedom is just what you call a strong drink that the people of Babylon have latched onto, and they want that drink so bad they're willing to do anything, and that's the reason why the Most High don't want us to get stuck in this place, man. Spiritually, mentally, psychologically, all right. And then you just have to pray, man, that you don't fall into that category, man, because it doesn't look good, man. Walking around thinking like a Babylonian, all right. So another precept, book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verses 2 and 3 says, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Yeah, so that shows you what what the priorities of a righteous man is. All right, to focus on what is righteous. All right, while a fool will consider the things of this world to be more important than the things of the spirit. And it just shows you have to know. You have to know exactly why. Why the Most High has, told us to make the difference between the holy and profane. All right. And then verse 3 says, yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he said to everyone that he's a fool. And that's what this, this government structure of Babylon has begun, to look like, a government of fools. The way you put it to the test, it just fails miserably, all right? And these people are just there holding the bag, all right? But, it's just the work of the Lord showing us that Babylon is on its way out. The wisdom of Babylon is failing it, all right? And it's just getting ridiculous, man. The back and forth. They have our own people trying to prop up a system that's oppressing their fellow Israelites, right?
But a church, even today, when they go to church, they're limited in the size of worshipers who can meet. Your right to assemble? Oh, my goodness. We had a curfew last fall in Ohio. You had to be in your home at 10. In Pennsylvania, you had to be in your home. When you're in your home, you had to wear a mask. In Vermont, when you're in your home, you didn't have to wear a mask, Dr. Fauci, because you weren't allowed to have people over to your house.
Yeah, Congressman Jordan.
Your ability to petition your government for a year, American citizens haven't been able to come to their capital to petition their government, to talk to their representatives, and freedom of the press. These very pictures that Representative Scalise just showed you and talked about, guess what? The press isn't allowed in those facilities. The press is not. The Biden administration will not let the press in there. And
yeah, sure tells you that Babylon's on its way out, man. They're moving full steam, all right? And, it's just, it's hilarious that people think that things are going to return to normal. It's not. Ammunition prices going up to the roof, background checks for weapons and things that surround weapons is just, increasing, all right? That's why we pray that we don't get swallowed up in the calamities that's coming upon this land, all right? So now the precept will be from the book of Proverbs, chapter, 18. I'm going to read verse 19, all right? It says, a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. Yeah, so Babylon is divided, man. The Edomites and Babylon are divided. You could see the division.
certainly freedom of speech. I mean, governor of our third largest state meets with physicians, and that video is censored because they dare to disagree with Dr. Fauci. So I just want to know, when do Americans get their First Amendment liberties back?
I don't think anything was censored because they felt they couldn't disagree with me. I think you're making this a personal thing, and it isn't.
It's not a personal thing.
No, you are. That is exactly what you're doing.
No, your recommendations carry a lot of weight, Dr. Fauci. We just had the chair of the Financial Services Committee said she loves you and you're the greatest thing in the world.
My recommendations are consistent.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, it's my
Now,
time.
could I answer the question, please?
Yeah, so what happens? Babylon is busting at the seams, when they have a scam put on trial, put to the test, this is what happens. So I read again, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. Yeah, so that so-called brotherhood of Edom has been fractured, man. That's why there's so much turmoil in the nation of Edom. All right, and now that they're pushing for further, what you call it, further restrictions, the people are not happy. So that's gonna cause more anger and frustration. Then it says, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. Yeah, so the arguments, the altercation is going to get stronger and stronger and more violent. It's going to get so pungent that they'll have to call in the National Guard. And you already see that in the in the state of Minnesota, with the riots of the people. Yeah, so it's just part of the whole process, man. With the so-called media agencies that have contributed to this division of the the Edomite kingdom. Yeah, man, they can't get the trust of the people anymore because the people have figured out that these corporations in the media sphere, they've colluded with the elites to mislead the people, and they can't gain the trust of the people back anymore. All right, so when all hell breaks loose, hey, it's going to be open season, on this so-called, mouthpieces of the elite, man. All right, so that's the reason why we tell our people, man, watch what company they keep, all right? Especially of these so-called media personalities that like to toe the line of the elite, all right? So, final precept will be from the book of Job. Job chapter 20, all right? Job chapter 20. I'm going to read from verse 11 to 13. It says, His bones are full of the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. So this this Uncle Fauci, man, has been up with some dirty tricks, man, for decades, man. And a lot of people can testify of his strong arming tricks, man, because he's got the backing of the elites. That's why he's able to do all types of underhanded stuff and get away with it, all right? And then it says that though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yeah, so he's been there for a long time. And I guess he's going to have to either, pass away on a job, or you just have to, make up a quick story and bounce. Yeah, so it's getting sketchy, man. It's getting sketchy in Babylon.
Thing, and it isn't.
It's not a personal thing.
No, you are. That is exactly what you're doing.
No, your recommendations carry a lot of weight, Dr. Fauci. We just had the chair of the Financial Services Committee said she loves you and you're the greatest thing in the world.
My recommendations are...
No, your recommendations just showed you and talked about? Not last fall, they couldn't.
I didn't hear what he said.
The gentleman's time has expired. I'll give you one instance of when we can get our liberties back. It's when 90% of the members of the United States Congress get vaccinated.
Yeah, then you see, you see Mr. Claiborne from South Carolina, man. He's drunk the Kool-Aid and he's pushing the same line too. And same old man that had to endorse Biden. So that's the reason why you don't want to, you don't want to put your trust in these people.
Regardless of who you are, what you're going to see as more and more people get vaccinated, and we get over 3 million people a day, you're going to see the level of infection come down and down. And
yeah, down and down and down. Yeah, so that's the story they always want to push, because the whole game plan is to keep the people hostage forever, all right? So that was the point that I came about we get out of here, because these lies are just getting ridiculous. And in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kwakadash, and we're almost out of here. Shalom.